Hi YouTube, it's Alan Sugano. I'm the president of ADS Consulting Group, and today's tip is about a pretty cool app I found. It's actually installed on newer Android devices. It's called Live Transcribe. So if you have a family member or somebody you want to communicate with that's hearing impaired, like my mother-in-law even though she has hearing aids, she still has difficulty hearing. What you can do is use this application, and what it does is it translates voice, and it has multiple language support into text so that the person can understand what it is you're trying to tell them, even though they may not be able to hear very well. The tricky part about this is that the app itself isn't really obvious where you turn it on. So make sure you can either download it from the App Store or from Google Play if you're on a Droid. It may already be installed, and then you can click on the Droid. At least you can click on the settings and go to apps and then Live Transcribe, and then there'll be an option when it first pops up to enable a shortcut. Make sure you check that, and then what'll happen is a little person will show up in the lower right hand corner, kind of where you're you can close an app or something like that. And I'll try to put it here on my phone. It's this icon right here. It's kind of hard to pick up. I don't know if the phone's picking up on it, but it looks like a little person. And then when you want to load the app, you just tap on the app. And then now, as you know, as I'm talking, it starts to transcribe things in real time. And you can change the size of the font. And it actually is a pretty useful application. So you can see it working here in real time. And as you can see, it's pretty accurate in terms of what it's trying to translate. So I found this to be a pretty useful app if you have somebody that's hearing impaired or doesn't have hearing aids that work very well. The other thing that's really cool about this is if you're in a group setting, you can just turn it on and just leave it, where it can hear all the different voices, and then the person that really can't hear that well can just read and at least follow along with the conversation. I know it's helped out with my mother-in-law quite a bit, because a lot of times she feels left out because she can't really hear what's going on in a conversation. So we've been using it, and it's made, I think, every communication better, and it's really cut down on the frustration of instead of really yelling out something. It's just easier just to pull up the app and just talk into it, and then she'll know what's going on. So hopefully, if you ever have to if you have somebody that's hearing impaired, or you run into somebody that might be deaf or hard of hearing, think about this app, because in certain circumstances it could be life-saving, right? So just being able to communicate with somebody that is hearing impaired, pretty useful app. We find it pretty useful, and it works pretty well. The only downside is that you have to have internet access, so your phone has to be within the shot of a cell tower. But short of that, it works pretty well, and we've had pretty good luck with it. So that's our tip of the week. Hopefully you find this content interesting. If you do, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. It does help out the channel. Thanks a lot for listening. We'll talk to you soon.